I don't know about that right there. I'm gonna let that set up, and I think I did a little practicing right there on a narrow piece of wood with dovetail. Normally I take and put finger joint right there, but I'm gonna let it set up. On the back side of the tails, I taper on the inside. I got mixed up which one it was, and I tapered on the outside. So I put a piece back, so I'm gonna let her set up. It's just a practice, but you give it every shot, you know, to make it work. But anyway, we are, I tell you one thing about the tool tray. I have enjoyed that tool tray on my bench immensely. But I tell you what, if I made another one, another bench, and made another tool tray, I tell you, I made this one 6 inches. Let's just see what I did, because I will definitely make it bigger. I will definitely make it, God dang it. Drop it on your finger, it kind of hurts. Well, anyway, let's just see what I got here. Inside measurement is 6 3/4, and it's about 3 1/4 deep. The depth's not too bad. It should be the same as that's the same as my top. That's just where the top wound up being, if you know what I mean. It wasn't hurt. I was really like for it to have been a 4-inch top. That would have been all right. However, if I do it again, guys, it'll be 12 inches on the inside. That is the handiest thing that I put on the bench. When you're working, two things. One is keep the tools from rolling off. Two, you can keep them stored there. You can lay it like it's plain. You can lay it right across the top of it. Yeah, that's the thing. That tool tray is nice. It is so nice. Did a little practicing. I've got this new system with my cameras. Am I actually using the 2 iPhones like I've been doing? However, I got my iPad right here. I can see now I'm almost 4 minutes in this thing. But from my iPad, I can see both them cameras. And I can start and stop them from right here. That's been pretty handy. And when I put them in DaVinci Resolve, use a multi-camera clip, and I had the clapper, pow, pow. That clapper, you know, when I made that, I'm not using it anymore, because what it is, when I start it from right here, it starts both the cameras. So used to, I would do sound. Them 3 claps, it would line everything up by them 3 claps. And it would work 95 to 98% of the time. There's always, every now and then, you get confused. However, I'd put on there, scene and take, you know. That way I could keep them straight. And what I'd have to do, I would, on the Mac, you just hit the space bar. If you got it selected, space bar, and it opens up, and you just hit the down there, and you know, kind of preview them. So when I started the camera, it would see this slate. Let me show it to you. You would see this. I got a chalk paint. It worked good. Keep them straight. It's the first thing camera's seen, so when I hit the preview and it pops up, it's the first thing you see. And I renamed I just put scene 1, take 1, or whatever it was. And I could see it in the name then. But with Blackmagic's app, it's got scene 1, take 1. I just change it in that app. And I can put a note or whatever I need to in it. The thing about it is, when I bring it in on the media portion, I can slide down through there and I can see the scene 1, take 1, or whatever, scene 6, take 3, or whatever it is. I can match them up before I ever bring them in. I don't have to rename them. It's sped it up all the way around. But the thing about it is, it put it on automatic. It looked horrible down here. So I had to learn to set it. So I played with it. And that's probably part of what I got here. I played with it and finally got well, that's what I had to do with 35 millimeter. It took me a while. And I finally got where I could look at the situation and get it real close. And that's kind of what I've got here. I had to learn to set it manually or it looked horrible. I mean, it looked bad. I mean, it just wasn't gonna work. However, now that I got it set, they've got presets. In other words, if it's sitting up there, I put bench. I'm looking at the bench because I go up there a lot. You know, where I like it in that position. So I can come around here and talk to you. Thing about it is, I had named that. I put bench up. See, that level there is about 8 inches higher than this level. So what I do, I put bench up and put a preset, and it sets the zoom and everything. Come down here, do the same thing. Then I got a shop, it's just my baseline. In other words, if I want to take up and take off with it or something like that, I'll put it on shop, what I call shop, and it's the baseline. But them presets are pretty cool. I mean, you go through there and set your slate, you know. Scene 1, take 1, or scene 80, take 6, you know, whatever you're on. And then do the preset. And then you gotta check I got a meter right here where I can check my wireless mic and I know it's working. That makes it awful handy. That's the iPhone 14. I got the Hollyland on it, so I keep it chosen, which I can see both of them, but I keep this and activated to where I can see the wireless meter or the wireless mic working. So there you go. So I don't know. I think it's gonna work. So I can start and stop everything from here. It lines up perfectly. It just saves a lot of time. And that's the thing about it it takes so much time. For projects, I could take a project and I figure it won't be on every one. I mean, there's always exceptions, but as a rule, if I come down here to film a project, right? If I did the same project and without filming it, I just come down and do a project, I can do it twice as fast. Because by the time you move your cameras around, plan the shots, and you go back up there and edit it and all that kind of stuff, I mean, you'll have as much time in that as you would the project itself. So I've gotten a little better at it. I ain't been doing this for 2 years, but I've gotten a little better at it. And the thing about it is, it's maybe a little quicker, not a whole lot, but I think I've just gotten better. But then, I don't know, it's coming. I mean, crap, man. On Shop Talk, I got 930 something subscribers. And the thing about it is, wow, I got 9,000, almost 9,900. I'm approaching 10,000 on the Sawdust Solutions. But I'm thinking about taking my Shop Talk. I'm thinking about doing some lathe work, because usually on lathe, it's just not a lot of talking going on. So what I thought, I could do a little old project and, do some talking. So, I don't know. I'm thinking about it. I'm going to try one, just see if it looks horrible. Maybe put it out there for y'all and see what y'all think. But I do have some bowls, twice turn bowls. I don't know if y'all know anything about turning. I mean, I enjoy turning. I enjoy the CNC machine. I enjoy hand tool woodworking. I enjoy the equipment. But I've seen people that do hand tools, they wouldn't have a machine. That's fine, but I like them both. And also some woodworkers, they wouldn't have a CNC machine. Well, I enjoy the CNC. I'm kind of a computer guy anyway. Seemed like at work or anything like that, when I did work, I'm retired now. If anybody had any problem with the computers, call Buck. I'd help them out. So, but the real rift is, I've noticed if they got people that's wood turning, they're not interested in any kind of joinery. They're not interested in any kind of joinery at all. You forget that. If it ain't turned on a lathe, they're not interested. There's got half flaps there. I enjoy it. I enjoy turning. Then and woodworkers, they don't have no time for the lathe. I mean, I like it all. I guess is what I'm getting at. I like to talk about it all. I like to do it all. Say you got drawers, and I've done it. Well, I did it on that dry sink. I turned some drawers, I'll get you in a minute. I turned some drawer pulls on the lathe. Think it turned out quite nice, because I was trying to go back retro, like it would have been, when it was built. Now I have seen some wood drawer pulls, and I've seen some glass ones and different ones, metal ones. So I decided, the drawer was missing, thus the drawer pulls was missing. So when I did the drawers, I got on the lathe and I took a piece of the oak that I'm working with, and I turned me a couple of drawer pulls, and I thought it did quite nice. And it was a couple of offcuts, so the drawer pulls just cost me a screw to hold them on. Some of them drawer pulls are expensive. However, daggone, I like it all. Got a hand tool woodworking bench. And son, you talking about taking your woodworking up a level? Cause I was chasing. I had just a couple old benches right here that wouldn't have made a real good assembly table. Well, we put them together, I guess it would have. But they make good outfeed table from a table saw. That's what I wound up doing with them. But when I got one man enough, I chased them benches all over the place, planing and everything. I screwed them down to the floor once, and you know, I made it solid for a little bit. But when I got this hand tool woodworking bench, son, that'd take your hand tool woodworking up a notch or two. Yeah, but if I did it, the only thing, I built this out of pine. Someday I'll build me one, you know, out of some hardwood, but I don't know. Some friend of mine told me that don't know if I would or not. One of them built one out of hickory, and he said it's like pouring on concrete. I mean, there's no give at all. But see, I put a mortise and tenon right here. That's the top of the leg that goes to the floor. Now, if you want something solid, there she is. I mean, you put it right there, and it's just like beating on a granite rock. So I may do one out of poplar. Over here where I used to work, they get this ductile iron in, and the 4x4s are usually oak or poplar. I may collect up a bunch of poplar and do one out of poplar, but if I do another one, this will be much bigger. I have my surface right here is 21 inches, my working surface. A lot of people do 17 inches. I don't know. I like that much surface. However, if I made this inside 12 inches, I can put up with that. But I tell you, that'd make it nice. Having a tool tray, that is handy. Handy. I've enjoyed that tool tray. But I like using Holdfast. But when you use Holdfast, kind of knocks you out drawers down here. So I like Holdfast. You take one, hold one in, and you know, I got the bench hooks and the dough boards. Have you ever seen a dough board? This is a dough's foot. And what it is, it sets and holds the back side, and you take a Holdfast and hold it and jam up here. And then the beauty part about it is you take your block and you get it jammed up in it and you work on it. You just pick it up and now it's hemmed. It won't move nowhere. It's like it's hemmed. Then you pick it up, put it down there and do the thing. And that's the kind of thing. I mean, old timers, wish I'd listened to them better. But anyway, I'm actually testing out the camera system. It's nice having it here. And I tried it once up there and I put it down here, but at least I don't know. I don't think this will bother anybody. The thing about it is, I can look and see if I'm in frame. Here, of course, I am now, but if I got one getting a close-up of the bench, because a lot of times I'll wander off and I don't know it because I'm not back there to see it. Well, I can see it right here, both of them. So that should keep me in frame a little better. My wife, she wants to help. She wants to help so bad. Bless her heart. I wish she were she could. In the machines, it's not as much as an issue. I've kind of got it down because the machines ain't walking off and you got to cut through and everything the same way. But hand tool, I mean, my hands, you know, one time we're down here working, I'm into what we're doing, you know what I'm saying? I put that thing down there and it's right in the way. That would be handy to have somebody to, wait a minute, you know, but anyway. It looks like I'm rambling on. All right then, we'll call that in there. Tell you what to do. Y'all be safe, and I'll catch you on the next one.